So we had a great and wonderful challenge of going through 539 projects from 343 schools, and it's across 85 countries.
This year the quality of the projects was incredible, and also the way they answered to different challenges in different regions, environmental challenges. So it made it especially difficult to make a selection.
The jury this year were drawn to quite simple, everyday lived experience, and where people were able to take the way that daylight operates in an ordinary sense and is part of and interwoven with sort of everyday life, and where they had sort of direct, straightforward but lyrical responses. And I think that's what holds the winners together this year.
So I'm speaking about the regional winners for the Americas, and I think what was remarkable about this particular project that won, which is called The Light of Memory, is that it has a deep sort of resonance relative to reflection and calm and sort of the subtlety of how daylight or how light itself can appear. So it's very, very subtle and sort of, I think, triggers this notion of how observant we should be or need to be in observing light, seeing light, and paying attention to these subtleties.
The project that we have selected for Asia and Oceania was the Sunday Quilt, which is questioning the interface of indoors and outdoors. It's also the meeting point of the public and the private life through a very simple system of steel frame that can act in summer and in winter differently through its angles to allow more light coming in or to provide some shadow. This makes it quite multifunctional and very close to domestic life. I think this is something quite interesting, no? Beautiful project.
The project Woven Time from Africa is designing a structure to keep the eternal fire of one of the tribes in Kenya. Thanks to playing with daylight and air, it can be projected outside, so it can be shared with the rest of the community. And when inside of this structure, the atmosphere created by the light coming in and the smoke creates a real special experience.
The Western European winner was Woven Light. It's a beautiful project based in a ruined Franciscan abbey in Berlin. There's a lovely contrast between the kind of rough, broken, ancient masonry and then this sort of sharply defined, luminous, lightweight structure which is placed beside it. So there's a lovely interplay between new and old.
The winner for the region Eastern Europe and Middle East is the project titled Filtered Light. Filtered Light is a project for a children's library where light has a central position in the concept. It creates different settings of lighting in the various spaces of the building. That in turn creates all kinds of different atmospheres. It is a complex building that takes daylight as its conceptual starting point and follows that idea all the way through. It applies a sophisticated lamella system that shapes the various spaces through light and creates different atmospheres for different needs and different use scenarios.
The special prize for the daylight in new building was awarded to the project Reclaiming the Tropical Plaza, that tackled a really important topic dealing with colonial past and the heritage it has left. And this project in Bangkok, in Thailand, proposed a nice, elegant, lightweight construction that keeps the plaza but adapts it to the lifestyles of people living there. People who actually appreciate shadow way more than light.
There is a prize that has a lot to do essentially with research, and that's the special prize relative to investigation. And we found a project, or one of the submissions of the project was really, I think, outstanding from the point of view. It's referred to as evaporative cooling celosia. And this particular project deals with making a block, actually a block constructed out of this ceramic material that is porous, and they're filled with water, and they become sort of a wall that's built on the exterior of a building. And what happens during the day as the water gets warmed up, it doesn't let the wall get too warm, as if it was made out of pure ceramic or concrete or something. The wall would continue to get warmer and warmer and warmer during the day. But in this instance, it doesn't. It sort of keeps the wall cooler during the day. And then in the evening, it actually sort of radiates cooler air back into the interior of the building and to the street. So it's a way of that issue that we have today in urban environments, mostly where you have heat islands in cities, where cities get, like New York, where I am, get warmer and warmer and warmer during the summer because the buildings are never able to cool down day to day. And this is a process that leads you to finding a way to cool an environment just naturally.
So the special prize for alterations or transformations of existing buildings, it's called folding light. It's a little mobile frame, like the kind of thing you'd unfold to put your laundry onto. But in this case, it's got cut up pieces of old Tetra Pak put onto it, which has got an aluminium interior and a polyethylene exterior. And these are held in a very light nylon mesh so that they reflect the light back into the building in winter time, illuminating the interior. When it's misty and cold and we need light. And in the summertime they diffuse the light, so it's doing something quite different, almost equal and opposite between summer and winter to moderate the environment. What I love about it is anybody in Lima could make it for themselves. Completely simple.